Hello everybody, Ian Lee here. Hope y'all are doing well. In today's video, I thought it'd be fun to talk about incorporating a new voicing into your vocabulary. Specifically, I'll be working out of Ted Green's book, Chord Chemistry. If you don't know who Ted Green is, who he was, what he contributed to the guitar, I highly recommend you go enjoy that rabbit hole for the rest of your life, because that's what it is. What he presented to music and to the guitar is outstanding. There's a website at tedgreen.com where a bunch of his students have contributed the different things that he wrote up for them. There's all kinds of studies over tunes and chords and all kinds of amazing stuff. Of course, he wrote the infamous Chord Chemistry and another great book called Modern Chord Progressions, including some books on single note soloing. I really have enjoyed getting into Ted and his music and his playing over the last couple years, and I feel like I'm really starting to be more comfortable with it and just enjoy the process of playing with it more and putting it all together. Someone commented on an old video of mine where they said, I only clicked on this video, it was something about mixing Ted Green and Barry Harris, and this person said, I was hesitant to watch this because everything Ted Green makes me kind of, I can't remember what the words were, but it kind of makes them feel like panicked or something, anxious. Because if you go into Chord Chemistry, it's a very dense book in a lot of ways, but I think there's a lot of ways to approach it. One, actually read through it. Don't just go to the chord dictionary and try to start slapping chord voicings together. There's a lot of great information in there that is worth reading, I think, for very many years, really, coming back to. The next thing, the thing that I'm going to talk to you about today, is just find a voicing that you like. This one I'm going to show you all here in a second, I kind of liked the way that it looked. I just went to the dominant 9 chords. So that voicing would contain the 1, the 3, the 7, the 5, and the flat 9, or some combination of those, obviously. So I was like just wanting something like that, and then he shows you all the voicings in E or in A. So here's the 9 voicing that he gives us. It's with the 9 in the bass, it's an A9, and then we have 3, 5, 7 on top. So we've got this little diminished triad on top, and the 9 in the bass. Now, in the back of Chord Chemistry, which I think is kind of some of the secret to the book, Ted goes through a series of blues progressions and talks about all kinds of great substitutions and uses a lot of really pretty voices and voice leading and all kinds of stuff. So I decided, well, I will write this voicing into a little blues etude for myself. And so that's what I did. Just a nice 1-4-5 blues in A. I'm not using any of the kind of jazz blues in the sense of going to the 6-2-5-1 with some turnarounds, no sharp 4 diminished, just nice 1-4-5 blues in the key of A. So I'm playing around with this voicing and I'm thinking, okay, well, how would that sound nice? Well, something to think about with when you're playing with voicings is always the melody. You'll notice that any great comper has really pretty melodies happening, and that's something to pay attention to. They've got really nice things happening in the top voice. So the first thing that I grabbed, I was actually walking in the park with my family thinking about this, and I grabbed this A7. This is an A7 with the 3rd in the bass. It's a drop 3 voicing. And then I'm going to come down to this D7 with the 7 in the bass. So far I've got ba, ba. And then I thought what would be nice would be to go back to here. Ba. Well, that's where I can use this voicing. Da. And then I've got this chromatic bass motion. Thought that would be a really fun thing to play with. So here's what we've got. Ba, ba, ba. And it's a little out there, no doubt. Maybe there's something that's forced, or maybe there's something that isn't spectacular about it. That's not the point. I'm not trying to write the best sounding etude of my life. I'm just trying to play with ideas, to incorporate new things, to express and explore my own creative process and the sounds that I want to hear. Because really, I mean, gosh, how many of us will go listen to Monk and we're like, whoa, That's so cool. And Monk could play some pretty out there stuff sometimes. Just in the sense of it might not be what you and I normally grab and go, ooh, that's nice. But when he grabs it, we're like, man, that's cool. And I think it's because he was willing to step out of whatever he thought initially sounded good. Obviously, I don't know. I'm not Monk. I didn't spend any time with him. But just speculating here. So the more I play it, the more I love it. And then, of course, putting it into more context always helps. And then I go to here on the etude, and go to D, and another D, and then a little A sus, A, again with third in the bass, but this time I drop 2 voicing to help with the voice leading. And then I go to an E sharp 9. This is another chord that I got from Ted. E7 sharp 9. I wanted a new one. I was like, oh, that would be nice. You know, one thing Ted talks about in the book is that sharp 9 chords can always be nice in the blues because they contain that flat 3 sound. That's what the sharp 9 is. So, and we love that sound of the minor third and the major third in the blues. And then, again, that sounds kind of maybe a little out there, a little tense, but then I come to this D7. Suddenly things begin to open up, and there's a little A7 with the 7 in the bass, and then this classic E sharp 9. We all know this one from Jimi Hendrix, right? It's the first thing we learned. So here we go. So again, I'll play this one more time. That's A7 third in the bass, D7 with the 7th in the bass. Here's my new A9 voicing with the 9 in the bass. Ooh, and then A7, just good old A7 drop 3. And then good old D7, we know that one. Here's a D7 drop 2 with the 5th in the bass. And then A7 sus, A7 with the 3rd in the bass, drop 2 voicing, and then E7, sharp 9, and then D7 just straight up, A7 straight up, 7 in the bass. And so, even if you're not a Ted Green fan, Ted Green is not someone you're into or you know about or you even want to explore, I hope this will inspire you to, whatever you're looking for. Maybe you're into the Barry Harris scales of chords and you find some crazy cool voicing with the borrowing. Find a way to use it. Put it into something simple like a blues and see if you can make the context of it feel right. Because remember, the context, what comes before and what comes after, really can help take something that's like jarring and make it sound really beautiful and just sit into the whole thing, right? So, I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for watching, as always. Talk soon.